Hello, friends. Welcome back to episode 6 of my Let's Play series in the All the Mods 3 Light Pack. In today's episode, we're going to armor up and go on a little adventure. So I can't help thinking about that dungeon that we found down in our mining area, which is around here. And I want to go down and start exploring it, but I realize I still only have a stone sword, a stone broadsword, and I have absolutely no armor. So I think it's time to learn a little bit about an addition to Tinker's Construct called Construct's Armory. And this is going to allow us to build different types of armor. So to do that, we're going to need an armor station. And this is just like the crafting station for tools, only this is just for armor. Now it can be upgraded just like before to an armor forge, and the only thing it really adds difference is adding some modifiers to armors. You can build your armors in the armor station, but without the forge you can't modify it. We're going to get to that in a future episode, but for today we're just going to go ahead and build ourselves the station and get some armor. So it looks like we need some sort of crafting table with 4 blank patterns to get the armor station. That should be easy to do. We have our blank patterns up here, so let's get a few of those. And if this is a mouse shortcut that's added to mod that you haven't seen, if you scroll your wheel, you can add things to and from your inventory. So we'll grab 4 of those. We need a crafting station, and now we can build our armor station. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add this to our building supply here. We can see now we should have the armor station there. So in the armor station, it looks very similar to what you had before. You put the armor in the middle, you put things around it that you want to modify by, and it spits it out. The nice thing about this one is as you build stuff, it will give you a preview of what it's going to look like. And you can see the armor is almost exactly the same. So you have your helmet, chest plate, leggings, and boots. And in all of them, you have a core, which is your boots core, your leg core, etc. And all of them have a plate and a trim. So you'll notice there's a place for plates and a place for trims in these 2 things up there. So that means we're going to need a few more stencils. So if we look down here, we absolutely need some of these. We have a helmet core, chest core, leggings, and boots. In addition, we're going to need to build a trim and a plate. So those are the 4 basic one we need. The other one that we also want to have is our polishing kit. This works just like the sharpening kit, but it's used to repair armor on the go. So we're going to make one of those also and stick all of those in our pattern chest. Perfect. Okay, so with this, we probably want to make things out of metal, make sure it's good, which means we won't be able to craft it directly, but we'll have to use it through the smeltery. And to help with that, we're going to go back to Akashic Tome. We're going to clear it. Remember, just left click towards space, you get it. Now I'm going to right click, and we can see right above the materials in you is materials in you Armory Addendum. This turns this into the right book. So if we go up to the start of it, it has a nice welcome describing how the whole thing works. In reality, this is just very, very similar to how we built our weapons. We have the armory that tells us our armor parts that we can put in, how it's used, how you do it, how you repair, and you have your materials. Each of the materials works exactly like before. You have a durability rating, that's how much damage the armor can take before it will die, a defense value, and a toughness value. So these are the things that we want to do for each of these. Each piece of armor is going to be built using the 3 parts that we have already got here through this. So we want to go ahead, and what we're going to need to do is probably make some casts for all this, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll get it done. We'll go into our pattern chest, a part builder, and we're going to start building the things we need. So let's get everything that we need. A stone polishing kit, and we'll get all of the pieces that we have already built. Okay, all 7 of them. In addition, while I'm here, I also want to upgrade my sword. So I'm going to probably take my sword blade, make that better, and why not also make a stone wine guard. So with these ones, now we're going to need our aluminum brass again to make the right casts. And I think we had a few in here from last time. We had 7 pieces of aluminum brass. We're going to have to put these in and start melting it. Each one's going to be able to make 1 cast. So I'm going to need a little more aluminum brass. We'll start mixing that. we're going to make sure we turn off our machine so that it doesn't keep making ingots. We're going to take that out and temporarily put this in our chest down here. So when we go through this, as this melts, we need to decide what we need to build it. And we don't have it in this mod pack. There's not a ton of things there. We got some paper, bone, flint, and our basic metals. So we're going to go through here and try to figure out what metals we want to use to build our armor. And currently we have access to copper, tin, aluminum, silver, iron, and lead. So that's our options right now. So this is coming along. We got our molten pattern here. I'm not going to go through and do all of these, but let's do the first one. So if we want our helmet core, you put the stone core here, and you spill a little bit of aluminum brass on top of it. That consumes the piece. Notice the core didn't go down there, but now I have a helmet core cast so we can do this. So while this was going to be very boring if I do the whole time, so I'm just going to go ahead and make casts for all these. Now I will need to go ahead and get some more aluminum brass. So we're going to grab it out of here and place it into the smeltery just to make sure that we can go through and make all these things. Sound good? Okay, let me go do that and I will be right back. Okay, so we have our metal smelted in here, our aluminum brass. And I just have my one piece left, which is the armor plates. We'll pour that on. Take that off, and now we have our different casts. I got a little overzealous and poured into a blank cast, so whoops about that. Okay, so now we need to figure out what materials we want to build it on. I'm probably going to use metal just for its protective gear, but you'll notice just like before, depending on the materials you use, you get an additional effect. So wood, just like in their tool side, gives you ecological, so it regenerates by itself over time. Iron gives you magnetic too, so items around you are drawn to you, which is awesome. If you make iron from the core, you get magnetic too. If it's a trim or a plate, it's just magnetic. So you may want to watch that. There is a bit of a difference between whether something is based on the core or whether it's a plate. Looking through here and going back to the start, if we go to our armor materials, let's, for example, look at lead. Lead gives you one called heavy shielding, which gives you additional protection from magical attacks, which is cool. Nothing that we can probably use right now, a good defensive value, but nothing too exciting. Silver gives you blessed, weakens undead on contact, so if the undead touch me, they'll be weak. I'm going to go through here, take a moment, I'm going to look through the stuff that we have access to, and I'm going to decide what we want to build our stuff out of, and I'll come back and we'll discuss the options that I chose. Okay, I'll be right back. So I think with the materials we have available, I really like the defense on iron. That's pretty good. Durability's not too bad. I wish the toughness was a little better. So I think we're going to use iron as a core. I should at least get one to get the magnetic 2. I don't think having multiple will stack, but I want the armor to look a little bit similar. So we're going to do iron there, and then as I was looking around until we get to the nether and get some of the good materials that are there, I think copper. Do that on the trim to get ambitious for additional XP, and then silver we'll put that on as our plates for bless, to weaken undead on contact. I want to go adventuring in that little hole. I know there's probably zombies and skeletons down there. I think that's going to be a good one. I really wanted to do steel. Steel on the core provides steady, which gives you less knockback, but I don't think we're quite ready to go there just yet. Really good defense also. To be honest, I think I would build something out of steel and use some other pieces. But when I looked at, so it's thermal foundation steel. When I look at the steel ingot from thermal foundation, looking to see how it's built, we need from steel dust or steel blend. And steel blend, I can't find where that's coming from. So that's something I probably should look a little bit more into on how to do it. Even the steel dust, small pile of steel dust, not really what we're looking for. Anyways, oh, here's zombies coming from somewhere above me. I think there's zombies up there. Anyways, I think that's what we're going to do just as our starter set. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. We don't need it for a while. We'll get better armor coming up. So let's do that. So we're going to need some silver, some copper, and some iron. So the first one we want to do is our iron pieces. And we can see the material cost here. And I am fearful I'm going to be stepped on by something bad, but it It doesn't look like there's anything. I tried to light it up as good as possible. We'll kind of leave that there. So when we go through, let's look at the pieces. So the chest plate is 6. The boots are 4. There's a zombie coming for me. There he is. Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Zombie. I appreciate the rotten flesh. That was a very nice one. So we have the chest plate is 6. The boots are 4. Leggings are 5. And helmet is 4. So that's 9, 19. So let's get 19 pieces of iron. And we'll get that starting to smelt. We have stuff in here left over, but that's okay because it shouldn't combine. The copper I'm a little more worried about. We know we can see. I accidentally put one more piece of copper, so we do have the copper in there. For the copper, we wanted that as part of our, not the plate, we wanted it as the trim. So the trim only needs 1, so we're just going to need 2 more pieces of copper. And we can get that in there next. And finally, we want silver. How many pieces does this take of silver? It takes 3, so we're going to need 9 pieces of silver. We only have 8, so let's do 2 silver. And just for fun, I guess we're going to do lead. A little protection from magical attacks, which I'm not anticipating, but we have it here. And we'll do... oh no, we'll need 2 of each. So there we go. It'll look nice, I'm sure, right? Maybe? Okay, let me melt up all these. They're starting to go through, and then we will start building our armor pieces. Of course, as I was doing that, I realized it wasn't going fast enough. I'm like, why is this not working? And I realized I had finally run out of lava. So I'm down here to get 4 more buckets of it. I could have taken a tank with me, but remember this retains its inventory. Good enough. Okay, there we go. Let's run back up to our base. Okay, so it looks like we got our first 4 pieces of iron in there. Let's push that to the bottom so that it will eject first. And we'll look for something that takes 4. The boots core does, so we'll throw that in here and go ahead and pour in iron and do our boots. So it fills it up. We can see it took the 4 ingots that were in there. That was the cost. It is starting, we can see in the upper left-hand corner, it's starting to cool. I love that effect. And we have our iron boot core completed, which is awesome. Okay, so we're just going to let the rest of this melt, and I will go and create the rest of the iron pieces. Okay, we got the last piece. We have the cores for each of our piece. We're just doing the final armor here. This will be the chest piece that we got going in. And if we look in here, we have our 3 pieces of copper ore that we need. So let's go ahead and start getting that prepared. So we said we want to make our trim out of copper. That'll give us additional experience points. So here we have our copper. Let's pour that in. This can go back, and so the only thing we have left is the armor plates. We got 1 of those. We got the trim started. We'll just need 4 of those. Oh, I miscounted. I need 1 more piece of copper. So we got that, and then we're going to do our 2 pieces of lead, 2 pieces of silver. That should look nice too. It'll have a nice little view. So this melts. We'll get that. Let me do the really boring stuff. I also realized that I forgot to eat, so I went and made some baguettes because I need my health back up. I got attacked by a zombie while I was here, but the coolest part was once I killed it, it dropped its head. We have a zombie head, which will help us a little bit later. Anyways, we'll let that melt up. This is the last piece of copper to complete our last trim. And then we will melt up the lead and silver and make the cores, and that's the last bit that we need. Okay, so let me do that, and then I will be right back. So it looks like we have our silver and lead about to go. We put that in the right order. I also realized I do want to get my an iron sword running. I'm going to keep it simple, I think, and instead of doing anything fancy, we will probably just stay at an iron sword. I'll upgrade my equipment, but this is the last piece we need here, and we finally have all of our stuff to build our armor. Hopefully it doesn't look too dumb. But the last thing I want to do, I do want to get my sword blade cast out here. Now that this is done, we can put that back. We've gotten our 2 pieces of plates. And we will go ahead and put our sword blade cast here. Grab that and the iron, and we can see when we hover over it, when it was in my inventory, it was only 2. Its unit cost was 2, so 2 pieces of iron gives me an iron sword. We'll grab that and we'll take it back. Okay, so let's go back to our armories and forges and everything. First thing I'll do is let's upgrade our sword. Well, that's a nice thing. It mixes and matches, so you can put things in and out. So we've upgraded our sword to an iron broadsword. And now we're going to go over to our armor station and we're going to make our pieces. So we have first our helmet. Let's make the helmet out of silver. Oh, lead, nice. Or will silver look best? I like silver also. Okay, we're going to make a silver helm. And I think we're going to do silver on the feet also. And then I think lead will be for the other two. That might look pretty awesome, right? So we'll put lead up here. Put our leggings in. That looks pretty cool. And finally, the chest piece. We're a little mismatched, but not too bad. And once we throw it in, you can see we have, we look like a badass now. We have our iron sword, which is doing a lot more damage, and we have our armor, which is looking really good. So there we go. Now that we have everything we need, we just grab a little food, and we're going to start exploring and see if we can battle the dungeon that's down there. I am missing some torches. We want to make sure we have more of that. We got some zombie flesh. I like to clean up before we go, because there could be, oftentimes in dungeons, there's some fun materials in there. We want to make sure that we're only bringing what we need. I still am going to bring a little bit of food, because we'll need to do that in case we get injured, but right now I think we're looking pretty good. So let's go on a little adventure. Oh yeah, zombies, I'm coming for you. You can tell already. Okay, so I think it was down here. I came across, and it was just up and to the left. This is where we put our danger sign. So come through here, and we want to light this up. Okay, so we got that. We're going to go, and I'll put diamond there. Let's go explore, because there's stuff. You can see stuff. You can see some stuff spawning. We have a room here. This looks like it was a skeleton area. Luckily, nothing spawned at the moment. We'll check out the chests in a bit. I know we saw some zombies down here. They come in, it's a small zombie. Oh, jeez. Go away. Small zombie! I can't get it. There we go. I hate small zombies. Oh, jeez. This is bad. And apparently I cannot get a damn thing. There we go. Okay, panic is over. More zombies are coming. We have also a we also have a skeleton. Gotta remember there's a hole in the floor there. Let's back up, grab a little food. There we go. Okay, Mr. Zombies. Thank you for dying. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, we're gonna come down. We need to make our way down again. We'll get our baguettes going. Okay, there's the skeleton. Got you. Okay, let's make sure we light this up a bit. Okay, zombies. Zombies have come in. That one's got a little weapon. Oh. That's okay, crowd the door, I don't mind. We need to get in there and get a torch going. Nice. Okay, let's get a torch going in here. Lit it up. This should help anything from spawning from within. And what's nice is we have some spawners here, so I can keep them in case I want to build a farm. I could destroy them to make it completely safe. But now that we got those, we have a soul gem from zombies. And we have some marble here. Okay, I think we're safe. Let's loot and see what we got. In this one, oh my goodness, there's a lot. Let's get some bones. The bone meal will be good. I don't have any beetroot seeds, so we'll get some of that. We do have some zombie flesh. A wooden gear from Ender.io. Those are easy to build. I'm only taking the bucket because it stacks. I will definitely take the golden apple and a bunch of coal. Don't need this right now. I'll take the food and some mana steel. That's nice. And the name tags, you know what? We're going to take that too. Electrical circuit and the remarkable capacitor. Let's just leave in here for now. We don't need it. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we want. We got that. We got some black quartz from actually additions. String is always useful. Like I said, we got bone, gunpowder, a techno magical marvel from Ender.io. Increases the energy storage and speed range of the machines. We're going to keep that in there for now. I will take some redstone. So let's keep... We do want a saddle eventually. We do want a horse. But we may have to come down. Make sure nothing else is down here. We may have to do a few trips. There's a lot of stuff in here. So let's go ahead and grab stuff that we want to keep. Oh, we got an ender pearl. That is awesome. Got some dark steel ingots. I'm going to leave cobblestone there. Got some iron and wheat. We'll leave the wheat. I think we're going to leave everything else in here for now. Look at all this amazing treasure. Diamantine crystals from actually additions. That is a nice little snag. Make sure we get everything. We got a tin ingot. Oh, we got some nether wart. What can we leave behind? I'm gonna leave the bread behind. We'll come down and clean up the rest of this, but you know what? This was a pretty successful dungeon run, even though I probably almost died many times. We'll take the seeds, the bones, the string, a drill core. This is awesome that we got that, and some nether quartz. We definitely want to keep some of that. We'll put the dirt in here for now. We can get more dirt. Bread's also going to stay. We'll keep that and that. And there we go. We need to clear out the rest of the stuff. That was some good loot that we got there. It's gonna jumpstart us a little bit. Oh, celebratory baguette. And we can see, even with what we did, like with the amount we got ganked, if that had been, oh, that's the top of the area that we looked at. If we hadn't been wearing armor, we would have been in much danger. And I believe this is our way home. There's a nice little creeper hanging out down there. Would you like a baguette, sir? No, you can't see me. Excellent. So let's go back up here and head home after a very successful mining operation, I think. What's the time? It is nighttime. Let's grab a quick nap. I like it. Snoozy time. We are out. We have our armor. It's looking good. Look at that. Took a little bit of damage, not too bad. And we got a ton of loot that we can use. So I'm going to put this just all in here for now. We're going to sort it later to figure out what we want to keep and what we can trade off. Dark steel, a lot of good stuff. And so this is our black quartz this is the black quartz ore. That's what that turns into once we start getting into actually additions a little bit more. But for the time being, we had a really good adventure. We got some stuff. I almost died. I didn't almost die. Our armor protected us. We did the armor. It was good. We had a little extra damage in the broadsword. It was okay. I'm not going to lie. It was okay. But now I think we can do better. And what we're going to be looking at in a little bit is modifiers. And to demonstrate how I want this to work, I think we have a little bit of time in the episode. And I'm getting low on my resources. We used a lot of resources to build the armor, so we still have some, but we can see we're down to 9 iron, which is pretty low. We did completely run out of silver, almost ran out, and we can see everything else is getting a little bit low, so we may need some more resources. And while we look in here for our other stuff, we only have 21 redstone, only a single diamond. We now have some good stuff, so let me go to our mining dimension. I'll meet you down in our basement. I'm going to mine. I haven't mined yet to Y level 11. Let me go do that. Once we're down there, I'm going to show you, give you a preview of what we're going to do with modifiers. Okay, I'll be right back. So we're almost down to the bottom. We made it to Y level 16. Unfortunately, my stone hammer broke, and my inventory is now full as I've been going down. We can see the up there. So that reminds me of something else that we're going to need. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. But we got a lot of materials, even just digging stairs. I haven't gotten anything from around here. You can see already we've gotten a bunch of stuff, including my very first emerald, which is awesome. Unfortunately, my stone hammer broke, so I can't dig anymore. So I'm going to have to go back up and go get some repairs. What I'm trying to do is get down to Y level 11. I'm trying to get to redstone. And let me explain why. And in fact, I think what I'll do is explain modifiers right now, and then in the next episode, we can see about applying modifiers to some of our tools. Okay, so modifiers, as I build my way back up, let's get out our book. Modifiers are things that you can add to your items to change them. We got haste, luck, sharp. There's a whole list of modifiers here. We can get to them from the modifiers section. And what we're going to start off with is haste. And it says adding redstone to a tool seems to increase its speed. Redstone mining speed effect is more potent on slower tools. So, redstone, crazy stuff, am I right? So this is what I'm really looking for. Each redstone dust increases mining by a small amount, increases attack speed, which we're not going to do. We're going to put that on our tools, but it says you can also do multiple levels. Because right now, when I mine with my stone hammer, which we saw last time, it was a very slow process, right? It took a bit to dig through, and it's expected because you're essentially digging out. Oh, and you'll notice I also found a little cave system here that I'm excited to explore also. But we're digging up. Oh, I did this wrong. That's okay. Anyways, yeah, so I'm excited to explore that. And like I said, it's really slow to mine with the mining device that we have, that stone hammer. But once we apply some redstone to it and multiple levels of it, you're going to see that it's going to be a very, very fast thing to do. Once we get past that, we can look at luck. This is what I usually have: one digging device. I get a stone hammer because it's really easy to repair, and I put a lot of haste on it so I can dig fast. And then on my main pickaxe, I'll put luck. And what luck does is give you fortune. It adds the fortune effect, almost as if you enchanted it. So that's why in the previous episode, I only got one of the diamonds. I did just to do it. What I want is a lot of luck on my pickaxe, so that once I go back to the diamond, I'm going to get more bang for my buck. I'm going to get one more than I needed. And this is why I built it out as a 5x5, because now I can rush down really fast here, both down and up, and get down easily without losing a lot of mining speed. But you know what? That's going to be a story for another day. For now, we have built our armor. We did pretty darn good with that. And next time, I think we may see if we can get our digger working a little bit faster, which is going to be a lot of fun. And if we get through all that, perhaps it's time to start making our base look pretty. Until next time, my name's Ethel. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.